Hey everybody, Sean here from Somm Wine Club, and I'm going to take you through a tasting of the 2016 Marqués de Murrieta Rioja Reserva that you have in the January 2022 Somm Wine Club box. Marqués de Murrieta is one of my favorite producers in Rioja. I'm not alone. They are consistently ranked as one of the top producers. They are definitely one of the most historic producers in Rioja. The founding of the estate in 1852 coincides with the first vintage of bottled Rioja. And the Marqués de Murrieta, the founder, who the estate is named after, was one of the first Spanish diplomats, Spanish winemakers to travel to Bordeaux and learn some of the techniques that the Bordelais were using, like oak aging and large vat fermentation, and then bring that back to Rioja and use that to improve the quality of winemaking that was happening in Rioja at the time. So Reserva is the middle classification of aging for Rioja. It's what Marqués de Murrieta has staked their claim, staked their name on. It makes up about 85% of the production that they do. And it requires that wine is aged in barrel for at least a year and then bottle for an additional 6 months. The Reserva from Marqués de Murrieta sees 20 months in barrel. And then an additional year at least in bottles, so that by the time it gets to us, it's 2022 now. This is 2016. This wine is 5.5 years old. It's had some time to mellow out. It's had some time to integrate. And so Rioja is great to get to see the wine develop and show the way that the winemaker, in this case, Maria Vargas, who is not just one of Spain's greatest winemakers, but one of the world's greatest winemakers. And this is the way that she wants this wine to show. So let's taste it. Rioja to me is a really visceral smelling wine. You can pick up a lot of kind of bloody, earthy, leather, smoky, meaty, kind of dense and very intense aromatic components, but it's really easy to drink. And I say that because sometimes when a wine has really high alcohol or really high acidity or really high tannins, it can take even longer, even more time to kind of come together. But Rioja is one of these wines that kind of sits very comfortably in the middle. It's got medium tannin, it's medium alcohol, it's medium-ish acidity. If you get one that is kind of from a cooler year, it can be quite fresh and vibrant, but generally it doesn't have any hard edges. It's really smooth, it's really soft, and it's really delicious. So my mouth is still watering, but I'm not begging for food. I don't need anything to counteract the flavor of the wine in my mouth. It's lots of kind of dense black cherry, black currant, a little bit of like plum fleshy kind of skin to it. It's got some leather, some earth, some tobacco, some dried kind of forest floor, shrub-like character to it. Even though this sees like 20 months of American oak, it doesn't have a whole lot of coconut or dill, which are aromas and flavors that you can get from Rioja sometimes when they're using a lot of new American oak. It doesn't seem like that's the case here. It seems like they've tempered it back a little bit. They're using some used oak and keeping those flavors in check so that everything kind of works together and it's not overwhelmed by one way or another. Yeah, like there's still a subtlety. American oak is not often referred to as subtle, but in this case, the way that they're using it, it does come across more subtle than it does abrasive, and I really, really like that about the Reserva from Marqués de Murrieta. And like I said, this is what they've staked their name on, so it makes sense that the way that they're producing it is going to be approachable and friendly and really, really understandable to a wide variety of people. And it's going to work great with a lot of different food as well. The classic pairings for red Rioja are going to be game meats, things like lamb, things that have a meatiness and a smokiness to it. But because this is, like I said, a little bit softer and a little bit more approachable, you could do this with even like a richer, like roasted chicken dish. You could do this with seafood. You could do this with vegetables. It doesn't require that really meaty dish that maybe Rioja is better known for, but it's definitely going to stand up to it if that's the direction that you want to go. So I'm excited to see where this goes in 3 to 5 years. Like I said, this is the current vintage that's available in the market in BC. It's just landed, so hang on to it if you want. See kind of how it develops. If there's an opportunity for you to snap up some older vintages of Marqués de Murrieta, it is worth exploring something that has even developed further, or hang on to it and see for yourself. All right. Thanks very much for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you again next time.